What's up, dudes? How's it going, everyone? What's going on, guys? What's up, dudes? JJ, you know what, dude? Shut up, man. So, Mike, man, I'm glad you lost your money, dude. I'm sorry. It was well worth it. It was well worth it, man. It was well worth it. What's up, Amon? What's up? Actually, no, hang on. Let me get this situated here first. I don't know how this is gonna look. So, oh gosh, yeah, that looks terrible. That ugly guy sitting right there. Let me go ahead and fix this real quick, actually. How about that? That's good enough. What's up, guys? How's it going, dudes? What's up, Amon? What's up, Iron Blocks? What's up, Zippy, Public, Pineapple? Public, where have you been, dude? Where'd you go? I haven't seen you in a long time, bro. What's up, Iron Blocks? What's up, Doorman? What's up, dude? Welcome back. What's up, Preston? What's up, Flaming Axe? What's up, Mike? Big Mike, how's it going, dude? What's up, Cam? Timothy? Michael Colby, what's up, dude? Sonic, what do you mean Sonic? That's turned down for what, dude? What's up, Brendan? Timothy? Who else? You want Nick Foles to marry you, Flaming? I agree, man. I'd marry him. What's up, Luke? How's it going, man? JFK, what's up? That name is so weird. Why is your name JFK, by the way? I want to know, man. What do you mean wrong song? I mean, it's still Fly Eagles Fly. I mean, is there really a difference, man? Is there really a difference? Mike stopped being a Baker butthead. What? What's wrong with Mike? Oh, Eagles cheated. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, guys. So the XFL roasted the NFL. Oh, no, I don't know. I saw that. God, who was it? Was it during the halftime show? Someone mentioned something about it, like, oh, the XFL said they don't want to roast the NFL, but they want to be different, or I don't know, they don't want to have, they're gonna know what a catch is. That's what it was. All right, so why was Butler benched, dude? No, no one knows. I think everyone has suspicions, but in theory, it was said that he didn't know that he was being benched until the beginning of the game. Make myself taller. I'm too wide. Amon, is that like pew pew shots fired? Are you like pew pewing me? There, is that better? That should be better. I just don't want to cover the. Actually, I could do that. That'll work. That'll be the full cam. All right, guys. So basically, what I plan on doing today, guys, is just kind of. I'm not gonna have the webcam the whole time. Butler was benched because Bill wanted the Eagles to win. I don't know, dude. I mean, again, like no one knows unless you hear the words from Bill Belichick about why. Who knows? I don't want to really spend too much time like guessing, blah blah blah. I just want to spend more time going through and talking about John, dude. Dude, I can't do that on Thursday, man. I'm sorry. I did really want to go to the parade, but if it were on the weekend, I would absolutely go. But in order for me to go on Thursday, I would have to take time off of work, and I just can't do that right now. It's just not possible. I've got to take over for someone who's out starting like Thursday next week, and so this Thursday would be exactly a week from when they're supposed to be out, and I just can't afford. I can't afford to take the time off, man. It's unfortunate. If it was on the weekend, I would definitely go, but I can't do it. Especially because it'll take me six and a half hours just to drive there. It'll take me 6.5 hours just to drive there, then to spend the day there, then to have to drive 6.5 hours to get back home. Your school played Fly Eagles Fly on the intercom? Wow, that's kind of interesting. I'll be there in spirit. John, if you are going, first off, remember, everyone who goes there gets a free Bud Light, man. So if you drink, be sure to get your free Bud Light. 2, honestly, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind. I did order my Foles jersey. I ordered a Foles jersey, the one with the Super Bowl logo on the top of it, that they wore playing in the Super Bowl. I ordered that, and I ordered a hat. So a hat's more. I don't usually wear the hats. I just put them. I'll put them on my display case, and then I need to figure out. I need to buy a frame. I want to buy a frame to put the jersey in. I think that would be legit. Put that maybe on the back wall there somewhere. Maybe I just need to find a place to put it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get through this because this may not take that long, and we can discuss it as we go. But let me go ahead and share my screen here. I'm gonna have to turn off the webcam though to share this. You know what? That is kind of weird. Oh, actually, I don't have to, but I probably should. I can shrink this down. How about that? I'll shrink me down because that way you can see me while I'm talking about it. But I'll be really tiny. Really tiny. Squeeze my head. No, I'm not bandwagoning Eagles now. I mean, I really appreciate. Is that Danica's car? No, this is like a freaking Ferrari or some crap. You see that or whatever? But anyways, I just like the car. I think it's slick. All right, so let's go ahead, guys. I'm going to go through and start breaking down these plays right now, okay? So to start the game, we're going to go through. I've got a series of like 24 plays. 24 plays really is what I want to break down here in a series of images. I can't show or I can't show the actual video from the game because that is copyright. There's copyright issues there, but I took screenshots from within the actual game played so that I have something to kind of talk about or give you some perspective of what I'm talking about. So I still like the Browns, guys. Don't worry. I'm not like Browns is still my #1 team, guys. I'm just doing this because this is a special moment for the Philadelphia Eagles and Eagles fans, man. That's their first Super Bowl win in NFL history. So, give them some props, All right, guys. So the first play I wanted to cover here. So, again, these are mainly just going to be the big plays and maybe just something to emphasize specific points. So this first play right here, if you remember back to the game yesterday, this play right here was huge. If everyone remembers this, there's no copyright infringement on pictures, only unless someone else took them, but no one else took these because these are from in the game. So technically, these are my pictures that I took based on screenshots. So technically, they're mine. They're not really pictures. They're screen grabs from the game. So the first play here, Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith had this huge reception. It was 3rd down and 12, and this was on the Eagles' first drive of the game. And then this was the play where Foles had to buy like probably a few seconds more time, and he kind of made this pass that looked like it was going to get away from him, and Torrey Smith had to jump up like 30 feet in the air and make that grab and pull it down, and ended up getting the first down. So this play was huge because of the fact that do I want the beer sent to me? No, I don't need the beer sent to me, dude. But no, actually, what I would appreciate if you could do, John, if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to record video of the actual parade? Do you have a phone capable of being able to record video of the actual parade and potentially have a way of distributing it to me to publish maybe on the channel? I think that would be really cool if you would be able to do that. All right. So, anyways, but this was a big play for that very reason. Damn, I'm gonna hate this. Again, a huge first down. This was the Eagles' first drive of the game. It extended their drive. Amazing play, amazing catch by Torrey Smith. I mean, you don't really hear Torrey Smith's name that much, I guess. I mean, he's meh. And remember, this was the guy. Didn't he have like a wife who died or something like that? Someone died. Remember when he played for Baltimore, and then he got cut from Baltimore or whatever. Went to San Francisco, and then ended up finding his way into Philadelphia. And who knew he would have this huge play in a Super Bowl game? You know. So that's the first screen grab I wanted to show. Here we go. The second one of my considered second big plays in the game. Well, actually, not really a big play, but it kind of was. So 2nd down and 4 in the first quarter. My unsung hero of the game. Yes, definitely do horizontal, recording. But yeah, dude, if you have some way to give it to me, that would be awesome, dude. I'm not sure how, but we could figure out the logistics of it. So the unsung hero of my game here, I forget his first name, but Clement. This dude, remember he made big play. He made a big play or two or something in some of our sims, at least one of them. But this dude was the unsung hero, in my opinion, of this particular game, because this guy ended up with like 100 yards and a touchdown. And he added so much to this team in this game. If it weren't for this guy and some of his plays that he did, I mean, you never know what could have happened. But this play here was big because, again, it was 2nd and 4. But if you can see right here, they had Philadelphia had the blocking set up so that Clement came around this way, and you had two guards pull and essentially walled off 2 Patriots defenders here. So they had a little wall right here and basically allowed Clement to get in the open and make the play. Corey Clement, that's right, Corey Clement. So, but again, this was more just it was Corey Clement. This is more just to show, to discuss him, because again, he, in my opinion, was the unsung hero of this game. Now, Zach Ertz had a big game himself. But we'll get to that later on a little bit. But Clement, dude, he was big in this game. He made some big time plays. All right, so let's move on. So here's one of the spots in the game that bothered me about Philadelphia. So I'm not going to get too much because this is a celebration of their Super Bowl win. You got to take the good with the bad, right? So, and I do want to point out some of the bad, because some of the bad that Philadelphia had was so egregious and just so ridiculous that it's like, you can't be making these mistakes in the Super Bowl. And it's honestly, it's crazy the fact that they made as many mistakes as they did in the Super Bowl that gave New England a shorter field, or first downs for that matter, but ultimately a shorter field, and they managed to still win. So this play here was particularly interesting because, again, they had 12 men on the field, and again, it was basically a first down. This was a 1st and 10, and they basically just gave New England a 1st and 5 in this particular play. So again, it was just one way that they shortened the field. It wasn't a major play. major infraction in this particular case, but it is one of the things that Philadelphia did often was on the defensive side of the ball. They kind of screwed themselves a few times, man, and they made it a closer game than it really needed to be. So that's why I wanted to call this particular one out. Let's see. Next one we have here, guys. Oh, yeah. So I remember this play. So this is when LeGarrette Blount was thinking, man, it feels good to be a gangster. No, this is where Blount had his 36-yard gain. So basically, the way the play broke down was he cut through this. There was a hole here at one point before it collapsed. Then he jump cut essentially or ran to the outside here, and there was no Patriots defenders out here. One of the reasons why I do bring this up too, though, besides it just being a big play and a big gain for Blount, if this was Jay Ajayi, I feel like this would have been a touchdown. LeGarrette Blount is slow, so he's meant for bulldozing guys. If this is Jay Ajayi on here with that much open field in front of him, there's no way that's not a touchdown. So that is one of the reasons why I wanted to point out this play, but more so because of the fact that this was a 2nd and 3rd in the first quarter, or 2nd 3 in first quarter, and this was a 36-yard gain for Philadelphia. And it's just one way to show, like, Philadelphia, along with New England, they both had huge chunk plays. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to it, Cam. We'll get to it. I've got that stuff well documented. But there are huge chunk plays on both sides of the ball. So this was one of those chunk plays in favor of Philadelphia. The next play we got here, guys. Oh, who remembers this? Sexy, man. So this was the huge jump play in the back of the end zone. The first touchdown of the game when Nick Foles just lobbed it up to Alshon Jeffrey, and that dude jumped like 20 feet in the air, grabbed the ball, trapped it in between his hands over Malcolm Butler's replacement, Eric Rowe, and made a huge touchdown play, a huge touchdown catch. And this was actually, this was a 1st and 10. It was a 34-yard touchdown in this particular play. Blunt's faster than me? Well, maybe, because I don't really exercise that much. But if I actually tried, I could probably end up being faster than him. No, I'm not planning on this lasting 2 hours. That's actually part of the reason why I started later too. Wow, Fly, that's pretty cool, man. I like to be Nick Foles. How about that? Well, he does have a child though, so you know. All right, so yeah, so this was again this huge play. This was the first touchdown of the game, and if we move to the next screen here. So actually, it's kind of hard to see here, but they show it up on the big Titantron up here. But this was Jake Elliott's first PAT, and this is the one that got missed wide right. Now it did go like literally, it went right over the bar. It went right over that bar based on the angle, man, and that was insane. But the reason for showing this is because one of the things that Philadelphia also did, and New England did it at least twice themselves as well, I think. Yeah, they did at least twice themselves, was Philadelphia. The game could have been a 10-7 game by this point, or 10-3, sorry, but instead it was 9-3. Wow, Mike, please, dude. Don't worry, we'll review that and clearly show you that was absolutely a catch, dude. So, yeah, so this was the missed extra point attempt that they had, and this was basically what made the game 9-3. So, again, if they make this extra point, it's 10-3 Philadelphia at this point. And then you're forcing, you don't give New England a chance to get out on top just by scoring a touchdown. They could at least tie it up by scoring, and you're not behind. That was not a non-touchdown, Mike. Don't worry, we'll get there, guys. We'll get there because there were other things as well. All right, so let's see. Let's move on to the next one. So here's an example of, I don't want to, there's not going to be too many of these. There's not going to be too many of these, but this was one play to show how atrocious the defense was, especially even on Philadelphia's side of the ball. Like, both teams were getting gouged left and right. but this was a pass to Amendola, wide open. He ended up running basically a wheel route on this play. Got to the outside, the linebacker or CB, they got crossed up, and basically the CB who was on the inside, who was supposed to follow him up, the outside guy followed a different receiver. The inside guy didn't follow Amendola up, and Amendola basically just got behind the whole defense. And thankfully, in this play, thanks to the fact that Tom Brady underthrew it or didn't really lead him much, it wasn't a touchdown in this particular case, and Philadelphia was able to track him down and get the stop. But no, Luke, I'm not going to be talking about New England's good plays, really. I mean, this, I guess you can consider as a good play, but this is going to be more focused on the Eagles because this is an Eagles celebration. But you can consider this a good play for New England, I would say, right? Because they got behind Philly's defense, and Philly's defense was just atrocious. Again, same for New England. They were both atrocious. Let's see. And this was actually the other reason why this was big was because this was a 3rd down and 7. And all they had to do was basically just make one play and get off the field. It was most likely, based on the position of where New England was at this point, they would punt the ball if you stopped them and got them to a 4th down. But you didn't make this play, and then you give them hope. So that was the other reason why this play was huge. All right, this is one of my favorite ones, man. This is the McLeod 3rd and 1 power bomb stop, guys. This was like, I don't know what the hell this guy was thinking, making this jumping like he did, like an idiot. Remember, he came sweeping around the outside, had the ball, and he tried to like hurdle this guy for some reason. He just jumped up, picked him up in a power bomb move, and just bam, slammed him down on the ground into like a spine buster. So it made me think of WWE when I saw that in real time, and I mentioned that in real time. But definitely, this was a good play. It was big because it was a 3rd down stop and forced New England to have to kick a field goal. Short. I think they were in the red zone at that point, actually. So it was a massacre. No, the defense showed up for the majority of the game. Oh, no defense showed up. Yeah, it was bad, like just all around, generally speaking. I mean, there were some good plays, but this was good. All right, so next play, let's see. Oh, yeah, so this was actually, the reason why that was even more important was because, remember, immediately after that, that's when New England had to kick this field goal from within the red zone. And you see right here, they were basically at the 15-yard line. And this was the botched snap. So this is when the snapper basically, it looked like it went too far inside to the holder, and he had to recover quickly. But Gostkowski went to go for the kick. He had a pause, and then he had to basically take one step and try to kick it through the upright, in which he almost made it. I mean, they got fortunate. Eagles got fortunate on that play, as well as, well, New England not so much, but Philadelphia got fortunate on that play that the snap was botched, because then that ended up keeping the score 9-3 at that point. So not only was the botched snap, New England almost recovered, but it ended up rejecting off of the left upright. So that was crazy. Definitely a crazy sequence of plays there. All right, let's see. Let's keep going, guys. This was the Brandon Cooks injury, guys. So I'm not sure there's much to say about this. I saw, like, they were, Chris Collinsworth. Oh, God. I'll get to him later. But Chris Collinsworth was so annoying. What's up, Teo? How's it going, dude? But Chris Collinsworth kind of made the comment, oh, well, that was the helmet to helmet. And then, you saw Rob Kraft up in the press box going like this, like saying, oh, he hit his helmet. But the one thing that everyone had to remember is that this is football, and he isn't a quarterback right now. Brandon Cooks was not a quarterback here. Brandon Cooks was a receiver. He was declared a runner, and therefore helmet to helmet is legal. Now, I will say that I don't condone plays like this. Like, I hope he wasn't trying to take the guy out It was a huge hit. I mean, even during the live reactions, I said, "Oh my God, he's dead." Like, because Brandon Cooks, when he got hit, that dude was, he went nighty night. That dude was nighty night. He didn't move for at least a few seconds there, and then they kind of slapped him around and woke him up, and he was. This is what put Brandon Cooks out of the game, though, guys. So, like I said, I don't condone plays like this. What's up, Lucas? How's it going, man? I don't condone plays like this, guys. You don't need to be knocking people out. You know, you could tackle him at the chest and take him out, or you know, helmet the ball, try to force a fumble. You know, don't try to kill him. But this is the play that took Brandon Cooks out of the game, and yeah, he was pretty much dead after that shot, man. That was brutal. Your dad was laughing. Oh my gosh, BJP, BJP. I mean, it was football, though. I mean, that's the thing. You don't see hits like this much anymore that aren't flags. And he wasn't a defenseless receiver. He just had no idea that the defender came from his blind side. And plus, when he caught the ball, Cooks kind of wrapped around, and then he backtracked and went the other way. And that's when he got himself in trouble. Was he turned around, went the other way, and was kind of staring downfield, going side to side, and then whap, just got freaking wrecked. All right, so let's see. The Super Bowl wasn't as good as last. Oh, absolutely. This was one of the best Super Bowls ever, man. Definitely. All right, so let's move on. So one of the plays that potentially cost New England the game. You know, again, football is a game of inches, and this was a play here where, who was it? Was it Chris Long who was out on defensive end? And Tom Brady was basically his assignment, and Chris Long was basically left in the dust, or Jake Long, whatever his name is. I don't remember his name is, but Long was basically the guy who was supposed to be covering Brady, basically, and got fooled by the trickery. And then I think it was Amendola who made this throw. He lofted it up. This throw was definitely overthrown. This pass was definitely overthrown. Like, because when you see Tom Brady, his hands, the ball kind of brushes the tip of his fingers. It's not like he ever really had a good grasp or a firm grasp on the football. So, you know, I don't know. It was an overthrown pass. It was a bad pass. I'm sure he's used to catching those from Edelman, but not necessarily Amendola. So, again, but this was a huge missed opportunity in the game. This was a 3rd down and 5, and they ended up missing this catch in this play. And to go along with that, so this was the 4th down and 5 play. So basically, the 4th down and 5 play, there wasn't much to show here because they didn't really have good replays. But this was a play where it was a jump ball basically between Gronk and whoever the defender is there in this particular case, and they both jumped up. The defender tried to get some hand on there. Basically ended up, you know, the pass ended up getting dropped or wasn't even catchable. But this is when New England went for it on 4th and 5, and it was end up ruled incomplete. So this was like one of the only, I think, well, aside from the end of the game, this was the only true 4th down stands that Philadelphia had almost like damn near the whole game. Not to say they didn't force New England to punt before, but this was probably one of the bigger ones, I think. And Gronk ended up getting up after this play, going like this, like looking for the flag, and the ref just walks by to him and just shakes his head no. Because, boy, this is a Super Bowl. You are not getting those easy freaking flags like you do, like they were against Jacksonville. Because some of those plays, I still think some of those plays against Jacksonville were suspect. There was at least 2 pass interference calls in that game that were suspect to me. But anyways, this one was dropped. So again, huge 4th down stand for Philadelphia. I'm going to make a video out of some of these guys. I really want to. I just didn't have enough time to put together something like big. So I want to put together something like this. Hey, look, it's Nick Foles in chat. What's up, dude? Right, only 1 punt, right. All right, so this play here, this was a LeGarrette Blount 21-yard touchdown run. This was a good play because, again, he had a small hole to hit. And as you can see here, he had 4 guys chasing after him. I think whoever 30 is, 23 is Chung. So Chung's on behind him. Whoever, I don't know who 30 is, but basically he ended up making contact with Blount about 4 yards before the end zone, and Blount just basically just runs through him. Hey, what's up, Alex? Hey, what's up, Ryman? How's it going, dude? So this was a big play because, again, so Philadelphia scored on this play. Now the bad part about this play was that this was another scenario where Philadelphia ended up going for 2 points and they missed the 2-point conversion. So by this point in the game, Philadelphia was up 15-3, and they had already left 3 points on the field. The extra point missed by Jake Elliott, and then the missed 2-point conversion here. So essentially, this could have been an 18-3 game at this point if they had successfully done everything correct, or at least 17-3. At least that. So, if they didn't have to go for the 2-point conversion, then, they would have been fine. But it could have at least been a 17, 18-point game. 18-3, 17-3 lead at this point in the game if they would converted on special teams. So that was, again, just another good play of the game. Hey, what's up, Alex? How's it going, dude? What's up, HY? What's up, dude? Hi. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, guys, so don't heckle, no heckling of Patriots fans, guys. I mean, obviously everyone saw the game yesterday, more likely than not. So no need to heckle anyone. But Patriots fans, you can't really be in here right now talking too much trash, especially not about this game. So don't start crap with other people because you're just gonna get heckled, and then I can't really defend you at that point. Let's see, what do we have next? And honestly, the only thing I can say to the Pats fans, at least a lot of you that were saying during the Sims and everything, oh, the Patriots got this. Oh, no big deal. Just another game. Just another game. You got to rethink that. That's why you treat every game like it's an important game. And you don't there's no gimmies in the NFL, man. Any given Sunday, right? Or Saturday or Thursday. Or Monday. Or Saturday. I think I said Saturday. But anyways, let's move on here. So the next play we have here, this was a play that, man, if Alshon Jeffrey makes this catch, this game was also different as well. So this was the play where it was, I think it was a first down play, actually. And Alshon Jeffrey had a one-on-one versus whoever that is laying on the ground. That was Gilmore, I think, maybe. But nonetheless, he had a one-on-one against him. Foles just chucks it up. It rainbows in. Jeffrey catches it in one arm. He has it cradled, and then Gilmore, I think, actually he actually reached his hand in there and popped the ball out, squeezed it out enough where then Jeffrey was trying to bobble it. He tipped it up, and then by tipping it up, another Patriots defender came running across and ended up getting a pick. And they ended up intercepting it at the 1-yard line. He ran out probably about 4 or 5 yards, and ended up getting New England possession back on like the 5 or 6 or something like that. So again, this was another one of those, the ball bounced the wrong way in this particular case. But again, if Jeffrey makes his catch, what kind of game would we have had? That's all speculation at this point. But this was definitely, something that helped benefit New England at this point. Johnny, why do people have wrenches by their names? Because they are moderators of the channel. Where are we at on this? We are... Oh, yeah, okay. And this was another one. Again, I don't want... I'm not going to have... I think this is the last one I have for Philly, I believe. So... Does anybody know what happens to the gain coin once they already flipped it? No idea, man. It's a good question. So this was a play here. Again, this was actually a 3rd down and 6 for New England after that interception, and you can see how far backed up they are in their own territory. This dummy goes ahead and decides, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and like chokehold this guy when he's trying to break out of his move. I mean, at least if you grab the guy by the jersey or something a little bit, the refs might be a little bit more forgiving, especially because it was about within the 5 yards ish. But he goes and decides to chokehold this guy, and essentially Philly gets flagged for holding, of course, naturally, and then the Patriots get an automatic 1st down because of that play. And this was the same drive, I believe, where they actually end up going down the field and scoring a touchdown. But we'll get to that as well. So that was a huge play. This ended up being a huge gimme for New England by Philadelphia. Gift wrap with a bow on top. Nick Foles, yes, I am happy that you won, man. I got your I'm buying your jersey. I already bought it. All right, so next play. So here we go, guys. So I was talking about this play during the game. I also shared this on Discord today because I had a lot of people, or at least several people in the stream, kind of saying, oh, well, no, that was some phantom thing. You didn't see it right. I didn't see it. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to show it to you right here because, of course, like they never spend any time. They never spend any time reviewing maybe what could have been or what the referees missed. So this was the James White rushing touchdown. This was New England's first rushing touchdown of the game. And on this particular play, you can see Danny Amendola, what I mentioned the other day, when you're holding on to somebody like this, that's holding. That's holding. And you see the ref up top right there? Where's the flag, mofo? Where's the flag? Like, the guy, he's in the play. He's in the play still here, and he was still in the play later on. But Amendola was holding on to this guy for dear life, and it was just enough to give James White a boost to be able to break that for the touchdown. So he beat these two guys here. This guy down at the bottom, Miles or whoever this is, I can't tell what his name is here. He gets through these two guys. This guy comes across Robinson. This is Robinson, who ends up being able to trying to chase him down at the end. No, you can't say that, BJP. It doesn't matter if he wouldn't have got to him or not. A hold is a hold, especially right here. He was still right here. And actually, he got close to him towards the end of the play. He did get close to him towards the end of the play. But this is a hold. This needed to be called. This was a huge miss. Because this basically puts the Patriots back by 10 yards. This puts the Patriots back by 10 yards, but this was a non-call, a no-call that was missed by the refs. So this is the one reason why you can see why people say the Patriots always seem to be the beneficiaries of no calls, because the Pats, they had only had one offensive penalty, I think, the whole game. This is why there's another huge miss right here. Missed. So that was I complained about that the time that happened to the end of the game, and even when the game was over, I was still complaining about that, because something like that can help actually dictate the remainder of the game. Again, he scored a touchdown off of that, so the refs need to be kind of. I don't know. Yeah, but see, the thing is that you don't. This could have. But again, there's a lot of what ifs there. But again, the hold sets Patriots back by 10 yards, and they may not even score a touchdown. So I mean, it's not. I'm not saying. I'm not talking about the what ifs. I don't care about the what ifs because that's not even what I'm saying here. But I am saying that this was a holding call that was missed. That's the bottom line. It was a holding call that was missed by the refs that would have set the Patriots back by 10 yards. That's the end of story. Like, I'm not saying, well, what if he didn't hold them? Would he made the tackle? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm complaining about is the fact that there was a hold there and there's a ref right here. How the fudge do you not see that? You've got direct line. So to me, he's watching something back here, or he's just watching, he's enamored by watching James White make a play. All right, so that to me, that was one of my big grievances in this game. There's another one that I did talk about as well during the game as well, and I have good screenshots that I think prove my point and absolutely prove my point in the other play, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So what else? Next one. But so Gronkowski or Gostkowski ends up missing the extra point as a result of this touchdown as well. So the game was 15-12 at this point as a result of this touchdown here. So because remember, New England had previously kicked 2 field goals, got him 6. This got him to 12, and then Gostkowski missed the extra point. So maybe some redemption, kind of. You know, the one thing that annoys me, actually, I'm going to say this now because it's not really about Gostkowski, but it's about Gronkowski, is the fact that Chris Collinsworth kept referring to Gronkowski as Groundkowski. I'm like, stop saying ground. There's no U in his name, but he always says Groundkowski. I'm like, what the? Shut up, Chris Collinsworth. But anyways, this is, again, it's a missed call. No, I'm not stating what ifs or anything like that. That's not my beef. My beef is no call. All right, so the next play was, again, our unsung hero of the game right here, Corey Clement. This was a 3rd down and 3 in the second quarter. Clement gets a pass from Foles that ends up going for 55 yards. So, I mean, a huge play in this game. He actually ends up stiff-arming this guy and shoving him out of the way and ends up running for about like 20 more yards down the field, because this is when Philadelphia got into the red zone with, you know, less than 2 minutes and a half. Then we have the play that will be talked about forever. The play that will be talked about forever and ever. I mean, unless someone finds a way to top this, I don't know how you do, but unless someone can find a way to top this play will be talked about forever. So if we all remember this play, Nick Foles actually had lined up as the QB on this play, and they lined up in a pistol formation, sort of. Yeah, it was basically a pistol formation. He had lined up in shotgun and was, you know, basically shouting some cadence. He was shouting some cadence, and then walks up to the line, walks over to his guard. He taps his guard on the butt, and he basically gets set. Philadelphia snaps the ball to, who was that? Was that Clement that threw? No, that wasn't Clement that threw it, was it? Who was that? Was that actually Clement that threw that? Now I need to know, because was that Clement? Does anyone know who threw this touchdown pass? Was that Clement that threw the touchdown pass too? To Foles? No, you cannot ask for subs in this chat. No. Any analysis of the halftime show? No. But this was the play where, you know, he threw it to Foles, man. And Foles was in the end zone and got the touchdown, man. That was a huge play, man, to basically end the second half. I mean, it wasn't the end of the half, but it was the closing seconds, or closing like minute, 30 seconds, whatever it was. So, you know, mad props to Philadelphia for this play. Can someone find that out? Clement handed off to Burton. Okay. So Clement was involved in the play, but he didn't throw the touchdown pass. Okay. All right. Thanks for the clarity. Because I was about to say, that would be more reason to say that Clement should have been like... Clement was still OP in this game. Don't get me wrong, but... All right, so Foles makes a touchdown pass. And basically, that's it. That's his touchdown pass. We're good to go. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, I don't know why I put that like that. Oh, that's right. I had two of them, but I forgot to update the other one. So that was the two. So that was a good play, man. It was good. You know, again, yeah. Someone mentioned that they copied the Patriots play, but I mean, so what if they did? At least they managed to execute it successfully. That's all that matters in this case, right? Is execution, the excellence of execution. So the next play I have here was okay. The next play I have here was actually nothing. Well, it was big in a sense, and the reason why I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. So this was Patrick Chung laying down on the ground after Jay Ajayi ended up getting the ball running and got tackled by Chung eventually. Chung fell on top of Ajayi. Ajayi gets up out of the pile, seemingly from underneath a completely limp Patrick Chung. And the first thing that Jay Ajayi does, which I thought at first maybe he was just like mocking or something like that, but Jay Ajayi points to the ref and goes like this. And he was basically saying that Patrick Chung was knocked out. And I believe, and so Jay Ajayi basically said, and he said when I got up off of, he's like, I basically had to drag my feet from underneath Patrick Chung's like limp body and had to tell the refs that this guy was knocked out. And then the reason why this is a key point in the game in a sense is maybe just more for the game of football, not so much this wasn't a turning point in the game or anything like that, but Patrick Chung did not go into concussion protocol as far as we know. They at no point in time did the announcers ever say that Patrick Chung was in concussion protocol because he was on the field later on during the game. And that's the reason why this is relevant, is because someone had actually pointed out in a tweet today, and I put that in Discord earlier, was Patrick Chung got knocked out, and this dude did not ever go into a concussion protocol. So, and we thought the idea was that the NFL was trying to protect players, and that's the reason for having concussion protocol and stuff like that. He was injured. He was on the sideline after this play, but he basically was back on the field like in no time. So it was a very strange that he managed to get back from the his injury so soon after being knocked out. Exactly, BJP. See, he's got it, dude. That's why Madden needs the concussion. You need the concussion mini game for Madden, where you got to like throw and pass or whatever, to get out of concussion protocol. They'll never take that idea, but I still love it. That was my original idea, unless someone else happened to state it, but I never read about anyone coming up with that idea. That's my idea, my opinion. All right, so what's the next play we got here? So we've got. Okay, so this was the play that was, of course, oh my God, just highly contested was, and I took this screenshot this way for a particular reason, because this shows, did I do the Cooks play where he got knocked the F out, Jackson? Yes, I showed that earlier. This is the play where everyone was, especially Chris Collinsworth, I roll my eyes because Chris Collinsworth, dude, he would not give up about this play. Like, he was annoying to no end about this play. So the way I saw it and the way that it was ruled on the field, in a sense, is they said it stood. Plays calls as stood. So they didn't really have any way to overrule it necessarily. But what I saw on this play, and I explained it during my live reactions, was Clement makes the catch. He's got it right there on his body. That's possession right there. He's got the ball possessed. He's got 2 feet down. And then after he starts making the stride with his third foot, he adjusts the ball. It's not like the ball is the ball's not like fumbling around or he's trying to get a hold of the ball where it's like bobbling or something like that. He's got control of the ball and he makes a controlled move to secure it even further. But by that point, he's already got his 2 feet in here. That's a touchdown. He didn't drop the ball after he went out of bounds. The ball didn't move around after he went out of bounds or got knocked down or hit the ground. That should be a touchdown. They spent a lot of time reviewing this play, and Chris Collinsworth just whined like a little baby the whole time, like, well, if that's a catch, then I don't know what a catch is anymore, and blah, 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 win, 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 win. Chris Collinsworth was just like the most annoying commentator in this game for that reason. Was everything, it seemed like anything that went against New England, he was adamantly like just against. Almost every single time. Like I can't think of a time where he wasn't against a call that was for Philadelphia. So I mean, that just bothered me to no end. Chris Collinsworth was so biased in this game to the nth degree, and even Al Michaels to some extent, because he kept saying, "Oh yeah, there's no way this is a catch. There's no way this is a catch. No way, no way, no way." They kept blah blah blah, no way. So, all right, but anyway, so that's how I saw that play, and I felt like as soon as I saw the play real time, it should have been a touchdown. They left the call on the field that way. That was a good call. Okay, so this was my second. Yeah, he wouldn't stop talking about it. They would call it incomplete. Yeah, because they kept whining about that. So this play right here, I called this live as well, and people, again, there were people saying that no, he was ruled down, right? He was ruled down, or his progress had stopped, right? So that was the argument that I was getting in real time about this particular play. So if we see the play right here, this is the first screenshot out of 3. This is the first screenshot out of 3. Now you can clearly see right here, this was an Amendola catch that went deep, and McLeod was basically grabbing onto him and dragging him out of bounds, and then was trying to strip the ball from him. So if you look here, you can see his shadow on the ground. So you know he hasn't touched the ground yet. He's not out of bounds. The ref's still over here. He's actually just running down the sideline. He's looking to see what's happening here. If you look at Amendola's hands, his hand is already, one hand's already off the ball, and the ball is actually already starting to come loose. If you can see right here, it's hard to see maybe, if you can see my mouse cursor. If you look right here, that's the ball. The ball is already coming loose. If we cut to the second screenshot, you can see the ball's even further loose, and his hands are off the ball at this point. And you can see he's reacting because he's like, oh crap, the ball's already out. Now at this point, he's hit the ground, but the ball's already out. The ball's already out. It's a fumble at this point. Then, as soon as this guy goes over to grab the ball, he didn't even touch the ball yet. The ref comes by and says, it's down. Based on what? The ref didn't come over and stop them while they were jockeying for position or jockeying to try to, when they were trying to strip the ball. He didn't run over there immediately and say he's down. They stripped the ball out. Then the ref comes over and says, oh no, he's down. What? Like that, this didn't make any sense. And like, I'm kind of surprised that Philadelphia didn't actually ask for this to be reviewed. But the thing is that I don't think they could have, because I believe when the ref did what he did, because he stopped it there, he basically that wouldn't have been a reviewable play. So again, this is another place where some people say, the Patriot, this was not necessarily a flag or a no call, but in a sense it was, because in my opinion, this was a fumble that was called a dead play by the referees. So again, this was another play, and what happened is Roberts, or whoever that is up there, he ends up stepping in bounds, grabs the ball, and starts running the other way. So there's a clear defensive recovery, but they had already blown the play dead by that point. So that was another play where Philadelphia ended up getting screwed by the officiating. In my opinion, that again, there's two big calls: the non-call holding on Amendola earlier in the game that allowed James White to score a touchdown, and then the non-fumble call here by the officials blowing the play dead and calling him down. So I didn't appreciate that part. You're gonna go do your homework. You don't need to do your homework. Forget homework. All right, so next play here. So this was the infamous pick play. Now again, they called it out on live TV, and I know there were some Patriots fans that were saying, "Oh, well, it was a pick play. Technically, that should have been called." Sure, probably, maybe, but let's keep in mind that this wasn't the first time that anyone's done a pick play in the NFL, and it certainly won't be the last. So generally speaking, those types of plays are fairly common in the NFL. It's just a matter of whether or not the referees actually see them or characterize them as that way. And so this play was huge, because this was a 4th down and 1 that the Eagles converted to get a first down to keep the game alive for themselves. And Ertz also had the wherewithal. Once he brought in the catch, he was being like dragged the other way by the defender, and Ertz kind of reached out across the yellow line. Basically, of course they can't see that, but on TV he basically knew where the marker was at, and he reached back to try to make sure that they counted his forward progress on this play. So he had the field mentality to make sure that they got that first down and kind of stretch out for it. You're slacking. You need to get back up. No, you don't. Just stay here a little while. Just a little while longer. I'm not going to be too much longer than this. I've only got a few more things I want to look at, really. All right, next play here. So, okay. So I called this out during the game as well. So this was the reason why this is important right here, was because Philadelphia at this point was basically they were running a quick tempoed offense at this point. They were dinking their dunking their way down the field. They were getting yards, 5 yards at a time, whatever. And then all of a sudden there's this play where I can't remember who it was. I think it was a run play or it was a short pass play. The pass play went down the middle. Patrick Chung was basically, he was on the far left of the field during this play, defending, and he actually did not come into the play at all. But somehow magically, in the midst of this play that he was not involved in any way, shape, or form, Patrick Chung goes down with an injury. And that just happened to be the same time where Philadelphia was driving down the field. And these are the types of things that the NFL tells teams you need to stop doing. The only reason at this point, in hindsight, that I can give him the benefit of the doubt was the fact is this guy was probably concussed for most of the game, based on that thing from Blunt, saying that basically Chung was knocked out in the previous play, or one of the plays earlier in the game. He may have had a concussion the whole game. So that wasn't clear. They didn't say what the injury was here. And it's not like he was off the field after this play. Like, he was off the field on the next play, but I don't think he wasn't out for the rest of the game. So again, to me, this was a situation where Chung could have faked being injured because Philly was driving down the field, and that was their way to try to stop the clock and get a free timeout. Now, fortunately, the injury did not stop. It stopped the clock to give them a timeout, but as soon as they blew the whistle, fortunately the clock would still keep running down. So the Patriots, sadly, they should have been forced to use a timeout, in my opinion, because of that. Because that's technically what you should do, unless it's a real injury. But they didn't have to use a timeout, and basically they got a free timeout here because of Chung, I think, faking to be injured when Philly was driving. So, let's see. All right, here we go. One of the plays that people have been waiting to see, and again, this to me right here, I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than this, guys. Like, this is like football just being football. That's a touchdown right here. Like, without him even touching the ground, this play is a touchdown. They spent like 5 minutes reviewing this play. And there was absolutely no reason whatsoever for this play to have been reviewed for as long as it was. Zach Ertz had actually made, so I know there were some comparisons during the game about they made the comparison to Jesse James thing, but Jesse James' situation was completely different. It was completely different than this. Jesse James was more of like a bang bang, like I fell forward, and when I was falling forward, I didn't maintain possession kind of play. Whereas with Zach Ertz, so his catch was about like the 3-yard line, right? So he takes 1, 2, 3, defender hits his leg, Zach Ertz dies and crosses the plane. He's a runner at that point. The ball crosses the plane. That's a touchdown. Like, without a doubt. Why they spent 5 minutes reviewing this play for whether or not it was a catch, absolutely asinine, absolutely ridiculous. And like, wow, the NFL just wow. You should not have spent that long reviewing this play. I mean, that's all I can say. Like, I should be in New York, dude. Like, these things could take like 2 seconds to review. I don't understand. Now, granted, remember, they said the Super Bowl reviews were taking place at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, yeah, I know the announcers are saying what they were saying because they didn't, because that's why I go back to Chris Collinsworth being so biased. They were both, I think, very biased against Philadelphia actually succeeding in the Super Bowl. They didn't like anything. Are you banned? Why are you banned? They didn't say anything negative about what New England was doing, but they were saying a lot of negative about the success that Philadelphia was having. Everything was questionable for Philadelphia. So they had 2 questionable plays, according to Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels, that, in my opinion, they were never questionable to begin with. Definitely not this play here. I mean, as you can see, he crossed the plane before he even hit the ground. He had 3 steps. He was a runner. He dove. Like, wow, it's just an easy play to call. So, but again, so at this point, this was the game was 38-33 at this point, guys. And actually, the other reason why this is relevant too. The other reason why this was relevant too was because Philadelphia again tried to go for 2, and I believe the reason why they would do that was because, okay, it could have been 40-33. That way, if New England would have happened to gone down and score a touchdown, it's a tie game, right? I get it, but that was 2 more. They missed the 2-point conversion. So that's already like 3. That's already like 5 points that Philly has left on the field. That was like 5 points that Philly already left in the field. So if they had those other 5 points or even 4 points at this point in the game, it's a 2-possession game, and this is like a non-issue for Philadelphia at this point in the game. It really is, to an extent. I mean, you can't discredit, like, you can never be up too much necessarily, but yeah, I mean, I don't think they should have went for 2 the first time. Like, they missed the extra point, so I realized they were trying to make up for the points that they could have had. But just kick the field goal, get the points where you need them, and you're good. So, and here, again, you could have went for an extra point here. You're up by 2 possessions. Little time left in the game. Whatever. So, Wentz is not going to go to Miami. That makes absolutely no sense. Miami has Ryan Tannehill. Now Tannehill just has to stay healthy, and that's the key. That's the big thing. All right, next play. Do I think the Patriots will come back and win the Super Bowl next year? I hope not. No, I don't want the Patriots to win the Super Bowl ever again. No, I'm just kidding. I think the Patriots need to go irrelevant for a while so that their fan base can learn to accept that you're not always going to win. Because I feel like, again, once you get so acclimated to that kind of stuff, you kind of walk around a different way and you kind of expect a lot. Just like in this Super Bowl, how many people were in those simulations saying, oh, well, New England's got this in the bag. Basically it's a slam dunk. There's no reason they're going to destroy Philadelphia. It's going to be like 82-0, all that kind of crap. That's exactly why New England needs to go in the dumpster for a little while so that fans like that can just get leveled, be on the level. You know what I'm saying? Have something to be excited about later on, but be disappointed for a certain period of time. Do you think Foles will stay? I feel like they'll probably end up trying to trade Foles, maybe, if they can get something big for him. But, there's a pretty good chance they'll let Nick Foles have a say in where he goes as well. So he may just say, I don't want to go anywhere. So, I don't know. So the reason why I'm showing this, guys, is because actually Darrelle Revis made this point in comments during their live reaction stream. No, Foles has like a year left on his contract, I think, Amon, for like $7 million or something. It's like really low. So I mean, basically, the Super Bowl MVP is gonna make like $7 million next year or some crap like that. Would the Browns want him? If I were the Browns, I would try to get him. I mean, after what I saw, if you can put him in the right position and give him the right plays, yeah, but I don't know if he'd want to come to Cleveland, though. That's the unfortunate part. I don't know if he'd want to come to Cleveland. He's kind of up there in age, too. But yes, buddy, I know. Yeah, $7 million. So he's got 1 year left on his contract that they could trade him for. So I mean, he may be first round pick worthy, but who knows? All right, so the reason why it's up, guys, is because all season long it never felt like anything, no matter what was going on with New England, that Tom Brady was not being hit by the Madden curse. And we all know about the Madden curse. If you're the cover athlete of Madden, there's a pretty good chance something drastic or game-changing is going to happen to you over the course of the season that will ultimately affect your season. Right? And this play was this play right here was Tom Brady's Madden curse. It couldn't have, for the Philadelphia Eagles, this play could not have come at a better time than this. For so long in this game, Philadelphia they were getting to Tom Brady, but he had already thrown the ball away by then. They were getting hits on him. They were getting hits on him, but no sacks. Really, there were no sacks at all, actually. This play at the end, 2:14 left in the game. What's his face comes around, Barnett, I think it was, and just bats the ball out of Tom Brady's hand. Was it Brandon Graham? Oh, okay, I thought it was Barnett for some reason. Are you sure it was Graham? I thought it was Barnett. But either way, so Graham or Barnett, whoever it was, they come by, swat the ball out of Tom Brady's hand, and effectively, this is the play that cost New England the Super Bowl. Like this right here, out of everything else that happened and transpired during the game, this play right here effectively cost New England the Super Bowl. And this was Tom Brady's Madden curse right here. Barnett picked it up. Okay. So Graham forced the fumble. Barnett picked it up. All right. So, and again, man, like that, to me, like I was rejoicing after that because, yeah, I was not impressed with the fact that you had two New England Patriots on the cover of Madden back-to-back years. I felt like that was bad for business, and I'm glad it came back to bite them in the butt. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. Man, John, I wish they would move that parade to Saturday, dude. I wish it was on Saturday. If they did that like Saturday, you have no voice. What do you mean? Oh, from screaming? Yeah. I wish it was on Saturday, man. I would totally come out to that parade too, but I just, I can't do it during the week. It just won't work out. I'd have to take off Thursday and Friday. I so bad just want to go out there, but I just can't. I can't do it. Ugh. I thought about it today, but can't do it. You had your yearly Super Bowl hangover? Sweet. How'd you have a hangover, buddy? Aren't you like a little kid, man? Aren't you like a little kid, buddy? So yeah, so that's basically my kind of recap or just review for Philly, man. I mean, I guess the big thing is, and I said it last night, guys, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for pulling off, what I consider to be an amazing feat. Despite some of the plays that I showed you that to me were clear cut and dry, whether it was a no call penalty or that fumble that never was, Philadelphia kept, they kept pounding away. They kept trying, they never let New England be comfortable. Even when New England got on top, Philadelphia got back on top. They got some breaks. They did definitely catch some breaks. They did catch some breaks for sure. Both sides caught some breaks. But Philadelphia caught clearly the most breaks, I guess. I don't know. They made the most plays, you know, right? At the end of the game, they made the most plays. Now I know some people were kind of complaining about the end of the game Hail Mary from Tom Brady to Gronk. There was a part, I think it was Hogan that was running down the field, and one of the Eagles defenders basically gave him a shove. So worst come to worst, I mean, if they did happen to call that penalty, meh. The ball wasn't actually in the process of being thrown. He had no intention of throwing necessarily to Hogan. You definitely would go to Gronk at that point. Hogan ended up, or whoever that was, ended up making it up back in the backfield anyways, with the possible opportunity to catch a deflected ball for a touchdown. So yeah, they could have gotten a 5-yard penalty potentially called against Philadelphia towards the end of the game on that last play Hail Mary, but beyond that, I mean, there was no other egregious contact, and you know, that wasn't going to be alone enough to decide the game for him. So yeah, that's all there is to it, man. That's all there is to the game. So again, man, congrats to Amendola. Okay, whoever it was, I don't know. Yeah, so congrats to Philly, man. Like, I don't know what else more you can say about it than just congrats, man. You know, it's huge first Super Bowl win. Huge first Super Bowl win. Maybe Atlanta could be the first team to go to the Super Bowl in their own stadium. You will send your email on Xbox Live. Okay, all right, cool, dude. Yeah, so if you can get some footage. If you can get some footage, like as much as you possibly can, you know, if you have different things that you can get footage of, especially with the parade, yeah, definitely, yeah, send me some videos. I'll send you back my email address, or I'll send you an email with my email address. Yeah, that'll be cool, dude, because then I can get them published. I can get them published on YouTube, man. You know, keep it clean, of course, you know, within reason as best you can. I mean, I'm not going to monetize them or anything like that, so talk about the post-game in Philly now. What post-game? You mean, like, just people going crazy because they won the Super Bowl? I mean, when do you think Tom Brady's going to retire? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, personally, I really don't care. Because when you think about it, there's a chance that you've already got Patricia, who's already left. He's officially assigned to Detroit, so he's already gone. Josh McDaniels sounds like he's maybe borderline probably going to the Colts. So that sounds like for some reason that's still up in the air, even though it seemed like that was like a done deal. So you have Josh McDaniels leaving for the Colts probably, unless there's some type of shakeup in New England. You know, I heard that there's a possibility that maybe he's trying to squeeze in over Bill Belichick as the next head coach. Who knows? But we saw what Josh McDaniels did to Denver his first time through as a head coach. So fortunately and unfortunately, maybe he takes over New England, because then he just drives them into the ground. You know, who knows? I mean, or maybe he shows different promise this time around. So who knows what's happening there? But I have yet to see any type of announcement for Josh McDaniels leaving officially. And the whole Gronk retirement thing. I mean, I think that's more of an emotional response than anything else. But like they did talk about on the Dan Patrick Show this morning, when someone asked him about it, his first response was, "Who told you about that?" Or he said, "I don't know where you got that information from." Like, he basically indirectly confirmed the fact that he was talking about it. And so I felt like maybe if New England had won, then maybe he would retire, because of course that's the way you'd want to go out, is you win a Super Bowl, you retire, you're good to go. But since they lost, you know, there's a chance that he'll probably be back. So Gronk retirement equals borderline Big Ben situation. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like you're just disappointed about what happened, and so what's up, JFK? You're just borderline disappointed about what happened, and now you're ready to, like, you're thinking like, geez, should I even do this anymore? Whatever. You know, it's whatever to me, really. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't really care. All I care about is that they didn't win, They didn't win the Super Bowl, and that's what matters, man. That's what matters. You know, Philly came through, New England did not. It was great. So yeah, so that's basically all I got for tonight, dudes. I want to put together a video with like images and stuff like that. Oh, you can hear Chester. Yeah, it's Chester being his obnoxious self. What's your prediction for next, dude? It's way too early to be talking about next year right now, man. First off, we got to get past. I couldn't even sleep last night, to be honest. I think I was so like just amped, and maybe it was because of the fact I drank like 3 Angry Orchards during the Super Bowl or something. I was so like just my mind was just like couldn't let me go to sleep. But I gotta go to sleep early tonight ish because I gotta go to PA. I'm going to PA tomorrow. So remember, guys, again, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I will not be streaming, and I'll be back on Friday. So I do actually have. Yeah, BJP. I went to bed. I didn't get to bed till about 1:30. Then I ended up waking up at 5 o'clock because I started having acid reflux issues. And then I didn't go back to bed for about another hour or so. You know, maybe I got like 4 hours of sleep, 3.5 hours of sleep, and then like maybe another 2. So, and sleep when it's split up is not the same as, you know, contiguous like block of sleep, you know? You were able to analyze the strip sack. But Luke, did you see that? Did you see the one I showed you of the fumble that wasn't called a fumble, that was ruled down? Where Amendola lost the ball on the sideline, and they never called it a fumble on the field. But yeah. So as far as where's Chester? Actually, I guess I could show you guys the cats real quick since they like to chill up here with me because they're buttheads. Oh, I don't know what that was. There we go. Come here, Chester. Look. Everyone wants to see you. They want to see you, Chester. Look. Actually, they can see you up here. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name's Chester. Look at my belly. Look at my belly. It's so adorable. Chester wave to all the nice boys and girls. Hi, everyone. Hi. Chester, look up. Look up. Why are you trying to get down? You always want to be up here, dog. Be up here then. Hi. Oh, look at this cute little kitty. This cute little kitty. Who's next? It's Maxwell. Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Maxwell. I'm adorable as well. Possibly more adorable than Chester right now because I'm still young. I'm still young. All right. You just posted it? Yeah, okay. You thought Chester was black? No, none of my cats are black. My Bailey is the one he's like a raccoon looking cat. Do you follow baseball? I mean, I pay attention to the Indians when they get towards near like I follow them occasionally throughout the season. Like I check scores and check, you know, standings and stuff like that, but I don't really watch baseball, but I do follow the Indians. All right, guys. So that's good. I'm good for now. Oh, I wanted to say, good talk, Max. I did want to say, so I've got a new tournament starting. But shoot, I think I need to produce a video tonight, though. Shoot, I think I may need to produce 3 of them tonight. I got a new tournament starting. Bailey usually chills out downstairs. He's never up here, really, except for when he comes to eat. Sophie and Peyton, they're always exclusively downstairs. But there's a new tournament I'm starting, guys, a Madden 92 tournament. So it's basically just another simulation tournament. So taking the same idea that we had with Tecmo Bowl and applying that to Madden 92. So I basically created a bracket where I randomized. Actually, I might be able to bring it up. Let's see. Oops, nope. Madden 92 tournament. So here we have it. This is the Madden 92 tournament right here, guys. So this is going to be more of an off-stream thing, similar to the same thing I did with Tecmo Bowl. So I basically spent a lot of time like pulling out like, you know, AFC, NFC, basically just going to be a single elimination tournament, guys. And again, this is going to be off-stream stuff, so it'll just be extra videos, extra content, but I'm going to try to publish some of these while I'm in PA. That way, at least if you guys want to watch something football related, then there is this. I will say that these games are not nearly as exciting as Tecmo Bowl games, because it seems like the AI is just very... Oh, right, you didn't see it because I'm stupid. Here, let me show you. There we go. Now you can see it. Sorry. This is the tournament bracket. 92 is when you started Madden? Yeah, same here, dude. Me and my brother used to play Madden 92 on Sega Genesis all the time. So this is the tournament bracket. And again, like I said, the games aren't as exciting from the ones I've simulated so far. But I need to get some publish some videos. Well, you can't read it probably because you're on a little screen, dude. But if you look, now you should be able to read that, maybe. Yeah, buddy, back in Madden 92, New Jersey, I think where they screwed up is because they didn't want to have two New Yorks or something. It probably had something to do with the way they coded the game or who knows what. But basically, it's the New York Jets. But in Madden 92, they're New Jersey for whatever reason. And who remembers the days where Seattle used to actually be in the AFC? Who remembers those days? Don't think this is a screw up here, because it's not. Seattle actually was in the AFC back in 1992. I never knew that. So the more you know, I guess, right? And this was back when the divisions were even crazier too. So, but these are the matchups. So you've got Buffalo, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Seattle, New Jersey, Denver, or New York Jets, Denver, basically. New England, Indianapolis. Hey, who remembers this? Who remembers this? This is actually the only interdivision matchup. There was a time where New England and Indianapolis were actually in the same video. So I'm going to go ahead and ban you, dude. So, you know, you don't need to watch. You're gay. Get out of here. Bye-bye. All right, so we've got Miami, Oakland, Cleveland, San Diego, Kansas City, and Houston. So, and then on the NFC side, you got Washington, Tampa Bay, Los Angeles, Minnesota, Atlanta, Phoenix. This is the only interdivision game here. Detroit and Green Bay. That's for K-Dog, because I know he wants to see that one. Chicago and Philadelphia. New York and New Orleans. And then Dallas and San Francisco. So everyone draw a red line around that game there. And this, you remember Houston, this was back when they were the Houston Oilers. That was back when they were the Houston Oilers in 92. So, all right, guys. So, like I said, I'm going to release some videos of this on the side. I'll have a separate tournament thing. This is not going to be in any live streams necessarily. So, just so you know. All right, guys. So, thank you for everyone who stopped by today, guys. I appreciate it greatly, dudes. Hopefully, you enjoyed some of what I covered today. Hopefully, it made sense to you. What I showed, I don't think was that biased, to be honest, because it's just looking at the game for what it is. Not reading in anything, really. Just looking at what happened on the field, what was called, what wasn't called. Pretty simple, man. So thanks, guys. Appreciate your attendance tonight, your attention. And I will see you all again Friday night, dudes. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Buckle up, buckaroo.